For the last 2 years, the corporate world has been treating artificial intelligence like, well, a shiny new toy. We've all seen the basic chatbots, played around with automated emails, and rushed to call every little update a digital revolution. But I'm thrilled to have you here for today's explainer because that experimental phase, it is officially dead. We are going to explore how AI is shifting from being just a fun experiment to becoming the absolute baseline foundation of global business. We're talking about the invisible plumbing that is literally going to run our world.
Okay, let's dive into this because there is a stark contrast playing out right now between Phase 1 and Phase 2. Until recently, enterprise AI lived in a sandbox. Between 2023 and 2025, it was just a pilot project, completely isolated from the core business. If it failed, hey, no big deal. But as we accelerate into 2026 and beyond, we are seeing a massive migration. Enterprises are now taking this technology and embedding it directly into their core nervous systems. We are transitioning from playing with a shiny new toy to building the autonomous operations that will dictate how the global economy actually functions.
And this isn't just speculation. In his latest address to shareholders, N. Chandrasekaran, the chairman of the tech giant TCS, dropped a phrase that perfectly defines the next decade of global business. He said AI is becoming the infrastructure of intelligence. He is making it crystal clear that AI is no longer an optional add-on. Just like roads, electricity, and the internet became the invisible infrastructure running our world, AI is stepping up to become the baseline foundation for every single business decision on Earth.
Section 1. The Intelligent Enterprise.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how the world's biggest companies are actively abandoning those isolated pilots and completely rewiring themselves to plug AI directly in. And they are doing it through what's called agentic AI. We aren't just talking about a tool that helps you write marketing copy a little faster anymore. We are talking about deploying fully autonomous workflows. Imagine a system that doesn't just passively monitor a global supply chain, but actually predicts a shipping bottleneck in the Atlantic Ocean, autonomously reroutes the cargo ships to avoid it, and then instantly reallocates the company's capital to cover the costs. All of this happening without a single human intervention. That is the sheer power of agentic AI. And if you're wondering if this is all just theoretical, look at this staggering number, $2.3 billion. That represents TCS's annualized revenue specifically from AI services right now. This completely proves that this transformation isn't some future projection. It is a massive financial reality today. Companies are opening their wallets in a huge way to make this happen.
To put that financial commitment into perspective, consider the fact that over 130 of TCS's top 139 global clients are actively migrating their businesses onto these AI frameworks. Listen, when the Fortune 500 stops experimenting with pilot projects and starts spending billions of dollars to integrate a technology, you know for sure that the underlying plumbing of the global economy is being completely rewritten.
Which brings us to Section 2, the 4 new pillars. Let's see how this builds a new tech stack.
Here is the thing. You absolutely cannot run this highly advanced, intelligent enterprise on old architecture. The traditional tech infrastructure we've relied on for the past 2 decades, it's simply insufficient for what comes next. To build this true infrastructure of intelligence, the entire technological stack of global corporations has to completely evolve. TCS outlined 4 massive new pillars driving this transition, so let's break down exactly what they look like. Pillar 1 is the massive shift toward industry-specific AI operating systems. The era of relying on generic one-size-fits-all AI models is coming to an end. Instead, businesses need a unified control plane. Think of it almost like a specialized version of Windows or Mac OS, but built purely to run repeatable, secure AI agent workflows. These operating systems must be tailored specifically for the rigorous demands of individual sectors, whether that is the high-stakes compliance world of banking or the privacy-critical environment of healthcare. Then we have Pillar 2, which tackles the sheer physical reality of this technology, high-density data centers. Traditional data centers literally cannot handle the heat generated by true enterprise AI. Running these complex autonomous agents requires a massive physical overhaul. We desperately need specialized high-density AI data centers to replace the legacy facilities that are totally maxing out their cooling and power capacities. So the crucial point here is this insane metric.
greater than 160 kilowatts. That is the rack density these new infrastructure builds are targeting. It's an enormous leap from standard data center racks. It really emphasizes the sheer physical compute load and the staggering power demands required to process intelligence at a global enterprise scale.
Moving on to Pillar 3, we have the AI partner ecosystem. Because the reality of this new infrastructure is that no single company, no matter how huge, can build this alone. It requires massive, tangled webs of partnerships. We're talking about deep integration between traditional IT giants, massive collaboration with hyperscalers like AWS and Azure, who provide the cloud backbone, and a heavy reliance on niche, frontier AI labs that are pushing the boundaries of the models themselves. And the final foundational element is Pillar 4. Sovereign AI. This is a vital geographic and legal reality. Data is increasingly being viewed as a matter of national security. Corporations can no longer just freely ship sensitive data across international borders to whatever data center is cheapest. Because of this, AI infrastructure must be built locally, and strict adherence to regional data laws, privacy regulations, and local governance is absolutely mandatory.
Section 3. India's AI Ascension. The rise of the new AI hub.
If we need all this new physical infrastructure, these high-density data centers, massive partner ecosystems, and thousands of specialized engineers, where is it actually being built? Well, a fascinating story is unfolding globally right now. Traditional Western tech hubs are facing severe geographic constraints and massive power bottlenecks. They're struggling to find the grid capacity for those 160 kilowatt server racks. In stark contrast, emerging tech corridors, specifically in India, are aggressively positioning themselves as the primary destinations for this new AI infrastructure.
And this brilliantly illustrates a major shift. Backed by robust public digital frameworks, India is executing an absolutely insane talent pivot. In places like Bangalore, massive corporate training centers are upskilling workers at a staggering scale. It is no longer just about providing back-end IT support anymore. India is literally building the brainpower and the actual data architecture that will run global Fortune 500 companies.
Just to help you wrap your head around the scale of that pivot, consider this number, 270,000. That is the number of employees that TCS alone has already trained in advanced AI. It's an unprecedented human capital pivot, effectively creating a massive army of engineers fully dedicated to laying down this infrastructure of intelligence.
Section 4. The Invisible Engine.
So, what does this all mean for the big picture? Well, it permanently settles a debate that has been lingering for the past couple of years. The debate over whether AI is just a passing fad. It is over. The infrastructure is being laid down right now in those high-density data centers and massive talent hubs. In a few years, asking a company how they use AI will sound as ridiculous as asking a company today how they use electricity. It won't be a separate, shiny tool. It will simply be the invisible engine powering every single business decision. But a transformation of this sheer magnitude and speed leaves us with a massive unresolved question. As sovereign AI and national security concerns rise, will enterprise data bottlenecks and strict governance significantly slow this rollout down? Or is the sheer power of autonomous agentic AI going to reshape the global workforce and economy even faster than the shift to cloud computing did? It is a fascinating tension between strict regulation and rapid innovation. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this source material today. I highly encourage you to keep thinking about how fast this infrastructure shift will actually happen in your own industry. Keep learning, stay curious, and I will see you in the next explainer.